Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Quinn Buckland, author of such books as The Engine That Runs the World, The City What Rules the World, and Dead Man Walking. And today I'm here to ask the question, do you need to write every day? Let's get into this. Also, before we start, if you didn't catch my explanation in my last video, everything's bare behind me because I am in the midst of moving. So, I'm going to be recording a few videos in this room, and then after that, I will be in a whole other place. It'll be fun. It'll be great. Right. Yay! Alright, now let's get into this. So, there's this common thing that writers like to say. You should write every day. Is that necessary? Well, in my experience, no. No, it's not necessary to write every day. But I do put a caveat on this. So, writing every day can lead to a few things. For example, you can get a lot of work done if you write every day. Like, for example, if you write 1,000 words every day, in 3 months, you will have a full novel. Technically, even less than that. If you're going only for a 50,000 word novel, you're actually looking at less than 2 months, which is nothing, really, in the course of a year. Writing every day can get you into a flow. It can get you into a habit of writing every day. And once you're in that habit, you're golden. You will want to write every day. You will be in that. You will be able to write every day, which in turn will get more work done. There are just a lot of benefits when it comes to writing every day. Those are just two of them that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, yeah, I did write them down, but they were the ones that I was able to think of off the top of my head to write them down. But there is also a huge, huge negative to writing every day, and that is burnout. You can burn yourself out by writing every day. I would know. I did it. I wrote, oh God, what was it? 4 novels back to back. And once that was done, I couldn't get myself to write a word. I had no ambition. I had no desire to write. I had written myself dry. And that's not dry of ideas. I have ideas for days. I have enough novel ideas. I can keep myself writing until I'm 60. Maybe later, like maybe even longer with how often I come up with new ideas. So I'm not worried there. But I had drained myself of all desire and ambition. And that really took a lot out of me. And if I'm being honest, it took a long time for me to continue to writing. Like, to pick up the habit of writing again. And there are times where I will write every day. Like, if I'm in the midst of a book that I just really want to get done. Like, I am motivated, I have the desire, I want to finish this book. I will write every day. Sometimes it's only 1,000 words. Sometimes I write up to 5,000, 6,000, even 7,000 words in a day, depending on whether or not I actually have anything else going on in that day. But when I have the desire, when I am in the zone of writing and want to get a book finished, that's when I write every day. Otherwise, if I'm feeling out a story, if I'm really unsure if I want to work on a project, or, you know, even if I just really want to take a break from creating, then I just will. And I'm fairly prolific when it comes to writing. I can get 3 or 4 novels finished in a year. And frankly, that's not a hard thing for me to do. But I know well enough that if I go back to back to back with them, I'm going to burn myself out, and I'm not going to do anything for maybe a year before picking anything else up again. But with that said, there are some things that you can do that are not writing. Because writing in and of itself is not just this one thing. It's not just sitting at the computer and writing out the story. There are steps to it. There are other aspects that need to be taken into account. For example, plotting. Plotting counts. You can just work on how you want the story to go. If you're a pantser, maybe that doesn't work out so well for you. I myself used to be a pantser, but I found that it wasn't quite working for me in the way that I wanted, and I'll go over this in a different video. But for right now, plotting. If you really are just unsure on whether or not you want to write today, work on your plot. It still counts. It still counts as doing something toward your story, toward your desired career. Or hell, you can read. Reading a book. Reading does so much for the author. Like, I can't express just how much reading has helped me as an author, especially in these past few years. I have seen my own ability go from here to here just in the past 2 years. And it's not just because I've been writing. It's because I've been reading, and not just reading, one or two different authors or, the same genre. I've been reading a variety of things, and it's really it's really helped me to up my game in how I write. So reading is beneficial, and it can be done if you don't want to write. Marketing. That is something that I myself am not very good at, but am currently trying to learn. But that is also something that you can work at if you don't want to write. Or hell, you can go out and gain experiences. Go out on a hike. Go see things that you haven't seen before. Go check out a new city. Go walk around the block. Just get an experience. Go do something. Because frankly, those who don't know have to do more research. And while research is definitely a very important aspect of the writing process, if you have a certain amount of experience, and actually, frankly, experiences will also help you come up with more book ideas. Which, honestly, hooray! Book ideas. We can never have too many of them, because not all of them are going to be good. But some of them might be real winners. So, go out and get experiences. Editing. Editing also counts. If you don't want to write, you can edit a past project. It still counts. It's still something. And anything that can help you further your goal, even if it's not writing, is beneficial in the long run. But, okay, before I end this video, there are some other things that I would like to mention. If you feel that you must write every day, you don't have to work on the same project. For example, if you're working on novel A, and for some reason, you just don't feel like working on this project today, you can switch over to novel B. Maybe you're just starting it, but you're still writing. You're still getting that word count in. Or hell, you can work on short stories. Short stories are just as relevant as novels. It's still writing. It's still getting words down on the page. Just because you're not working on your primary project does not mean that you're not getting stuff done. And frankly, it can also be a bit of a jump start for when you want to work on Project B or a collection of short stories or whatever. Ultimately, what matters is that we get words down on the page. How long that takes us is almost irrelevant because everybody writes at their own pace. I go through Twitter and there are people who are celebrating getting 500 words down. And yeah, 500 words for me in a day is not a lot. 1,000 words in a day is my low end. But that doesn't mean that their 500 words is not a fantastic achievement. They still got words down, which is more than what they would have done if they weren't writing. But even then, that doesn't necessarily... But even somebody who isn't writing every day, that doesn't mean that they're not getting something done. So, I guess the whole point of this is don't stress yourself out. If you don't feel like writing at certain points, don't stress yourself out. Just go do something else. Go fulfill your dreams in a different way. That's honestly the best advice I can possibly give when it comes to the do you need to write every day scenario. No, you don't. Just do something with the day. And it doesn't matter what it is. An experience is an experience. Even going to work is an experience. Just doing something that may somehow be out of the ordinary, or even in the ordinary. You have no idea where a new idea will come from. Just eventually get those words down. If all you're doing is talking about the writing, then yeah, maybe you should start writing more. But just try and stem the burnout. Try and avoid being burned out. If I go any more into this, I'm going to start rambling and repeating myself more than what I already have. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff. If you would like to check out any of my books, all the links are in the description. And, as per usual, keep writing.
Hey, guess what everyone? My latest novel, The City What Rules the World, is now available on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback. The links are in the description.